What's going on, everybody? It's Joe, and I am here with Ross, fucking awesome creator. He is a master at creating content that gives value to the people that watch it. And how to do that and how to teach that to you. He's a master at outreach, he's a master at sales, and he's a master at fitness. He's a master at a lot of fucking things. Really successful guy, really great guy to be around. He just exudes positive energy. I'm really fucking grateful for this interview, and I would love to show it to you. So, without further ado, Ross. Oh, and before I forget, I have all his info in the description below. He has a YouTube channel, he has an Instagram, he puts a lot of effort into, and some quality fucking content in there, so give it a look. And then we good. Right, buddy? What's your dog's name?
Odin.
Odin.
Yes.
Odin.
Yes.
Odin, son.
Yes. Correct.
Hey, I need to get to my seat, buddy.
Odin. Yo. Hopefully I don't have to say that at all.
It's okay. It's kind of funny. All right. So, welcome to day number 120. If I edit this today and put it out, it'll be 120.
Day number 120.
Day number 120. That's 4 months.
Dude.
It's crazy, man.
That is very crazy. 1/3
of a year, just about.
Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love the most about like the one piece of content a day is just the consistency. That it makes you be disciplined, which I heard this thing the other day. Mm-hmm. I don't remember where. I need to figure out where I found this from. I can find it. But
okay.
Discipline leads to consistency, which leads to executing, which leads to results.
Okay.
So just doing, like, basically forming a habit which keeps you disciplined and consistent, which is the gym and fitness, you know what I'm saying, which has taught me so many other things in my life. But I just like that because I'm in it to win it. I want to make results, you know, in whatever I'm doing. So if you can take that philosophy and bring that into business, relationships, whatever,
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Discipline. Discipline is important. This is Ross. Introduce yourself, please.
I am Rossman. My mom's been calling me since day one. Yeah. I don't know. Do I just do a little bit about me?
Sure.
Okay. 27 years old. From Louisiana.
Yeah.
Grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana. Moved to Austin 2 years ago. And I love Austin, Texas so much. The community here, the fitness vibes, it's just like exactly what I needed in my life. It's crazy. I don't know if you know Naval. I'm reading Naval right now.
Yes.
And he said the 3 like biggest, most important decisions that you make in your life are who you spend your time with, where you live, and what you do.
Okay.
But we make these 3 decisions like without giving it much thought, you know? Not much thought goes into it. We're just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll like take this job. And like, oh yeah, I'll just move cities, but I don't really know to where. And that's kind of what happened with me in Austin. I just kind of like moved here. And I guess I got lucky because like I just love it. It's changed my life in so many ways since I've been to Austin.
Nice, man. So I wanna go further down that hole and see where you were at and what
of course.
how Austin affected your life. But
of course,
I also want to share how I know you, which is I met Ross at the gym, and rightfully so. His Instagram handle is Positive Minded Ross.
Yeah.
Positive or positively?
Positive.
Positive Minded Ross.
Yeah.
And you got this like intense energy of awesomeness. You're like, yeah, man, what's up? Let's go. It's cool. It's cool to
heck yeah.
It's cool to have at the gym. And I was like, you know what? This guy. And then I saw you had like you had your Instagram has like a lot of cool content, and you have you got a Puma sponsorship. And I'm like, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
And so I'm like, I got to get this guy on my podcast.
I've got quite. He's just like coughing. I know my dog. No,
he's just
no. I'm watching him at the corner of my eyes.
Cool.
Yeah, I know my dog. I love him. Yeah, I've been making some pretty cool videos for the past 2 years. I just kind of came to Austin with this idea of like, I need to make content. I need to make videos. I need to put myself out there, and it's gotten me so many things. It's gotten me to so many places.
I just had an issue at one point with that one. I just want to make sure. We're all good.
The first thing that I ever did, I made a video for ASRV. I don't know if you know what that brand or company is. Yeah, it's just like another like Puma. Not as big, you know, not as big. Not even close to as big. But I made a video for them and like I sent it to them and it was just crickets. Didn't hear anything back, you know? And then I just started doing things for other brands, 10,000, Roan, Hyperwear, whatever. And yeah, man, I've gotten so many things, which has created so many relationships. Things as in like clothing, whatever, material things. But it has led to relationships, which has led to money, which has led to following increasing, which has led to partnerships and
so you just
through videos, you know?
Yeah, so you just buy something you like and then you make a video like promoting it and then you give it to them.
Basically.
That's cool.
But there's also a lot more thought that goes into that. But yeah, like real quick, barrier to entry, yes.
It's a cool idea. So that's like a, have you read the book Go Giver?
No.
It's kind of like that. It's like the idea, so the book starts out where he's like, I'm going to be a go-getter. And then it's one of those things where it's like a story, like a legend. It's like, this is how you do it, but it's told through a story. It's not like just explaining it. And so this guy is like, I'm going to be a go-getter. And then he goes out and he tries to like get things. And then this mentor is like, you're doing it wrong. You need to go give things. And then eventually some people will reciprocate. And so he's like, all right, let me try it. And he goes and he just gives a bunch of value, and then he gets a bunch of success.
Yep. That's crazy. That's a great message. I need to go read that for sure.
Yeah, well, since you already embody it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it'd be good just to reiterate.
Yeah.
You know, I like to do that a lot with my clients, which I'm a personal trainer. But I like to do that a lot. It's just like reiterate the fundamentals, reiterate the basics, reiterate how to be optimized. Water, nutrition, sleep, and movement.
You have to sleep?
Sleep, rest, recovery. Like, hello. Something that people, you know, stay up late on our phones. And it's tough. I've been going to bed at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. is pretty early.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah.
What time do you wake up?
5.
All right.
5. I'm training with clients at 5:30, Monday through Friday.
Wow. So you just get up and go?
5:30 to about 11:30 every day.
Cool shit.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the day you do content things or
creativity, recovery. Right now I've been dealing with some injuries, unfortunately. So I've been trying to do recovery modalities every day. Different, you know, stretching, mobility, might be a deep tissue massage, might be ice baths, might be, you know, something like that. PEMF, cryo, sauna, all those things.
Good stuff.
I'm getting a lymphatic drainage massage today.
Nice.
So, you know.
You working with Colin?
I am.
Nice.
Yeah. I am doing
He's a fucking beast-ass biker. I didn't know that.
Dude, he's a beast at so many things.
Yeah.
He's definitely a daredevil. Huge daredevil.
Yeah, he was telling me because we were biking on the 360, like the amphitheater thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday, and he was like, oh yeah, like I love going this hairpin on my motorcycle. I'm like, dude, like, he was like, yeah, when I was in college, I was like racing motorcycles, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, man, he's actually pretty
going
hardcore.
200, yeah.
He's pretty hardcore. Like,
he's
extreme. Jumping out of planes, doing all those sorts of crazy things. I'm like, all right. He actually, he's got a nootropic supplement that I've been working with as well. So I'm working with him with my recovery, and then I'm working with him with my energy in the mornings, because you've got to be on,
especially if you're waking up
when
at 5.
And then you're.
But if you go to sleep at 8, then it's not even that bad.
It's not that bad
because you have enough sleep.
I'm getting enough, but I'm doing that with a reason behind. Like, I have to be ready for my clients. I have to be ready for myself. There's thought into it. It's not just like.
I'm sorry, it's just so impolite for me to eat.
No. You need to get swole, which you're looking swoller and swoller. I've said that like 4 times in a row. Every time I see you. Like,
I appreciate that. I'm actually putting gym on the back burner for now, focusing all in on finances. I'm still going to the gym, but I reduced my workout.
That's kind of what I did with the past like year. I was like, dude, I am juicy. Like, I was in I still am in great shape, but I was in amazing shape in like 2019. I was just getting after it. And then I was like, you know what? The bank account needs to be looking juicy now, you know? So I just started putting so much more time and attention to more affiliate marketing, more, you know, just different things, which brings me just, if I can riff for a second.
Sure, go ahead.
When I first got to Austin, dude, I didn't know what I wanted to do, who I wanted to be. I had been working for an air systems engineering firm in Louisiana for about 2 years. I have a degree in international trade and finance, so totally different realm, totally different world. And I was working in this engineering firm, doing all this stuff. And long story short, I made my boss like $20 million in, I guess, 2018. And long story short, there's a lot that goes into it, but he gave me a $150 bonus at the end of the year. And I was like,
$150.
$150.
Not 1,000.
No, dollars. And
dollars.
actually, he had done the math on the commission. Even if he gave me 0.5% of commission on the jobs that I closed, it would have been like $200,000-$300,000, and I was making $60,000 salary.
Jeez.
And he was like, "Yeah, I can't do this. Like, can't. Yeah, no."
I can't give you more than $150.
So he gave everyone $150, and I was just like, "Man,
Wow.
you can't like, come on." Anyway, so I decided. I had been this fitness guy this whole time. I'm like, I need to do something different. So I moved to Austin, and I actually accepted another job in sales.
Okay.
Just because I was, you're always told, like, you can't move to another city without pay or a job, or you have to have a plan, So I moved here. 3 days into the job, I quit because I was like, this is going down the same path. It's the same, like, screw this. So I just started sending it on YouTube and Instagram, and just like didn't have a job, living off my savings. I'm just sending it, vlogging, networking. I networked for like 6 months, met so many people. In that 6 months, I went to a health and wellness conference, Paleo FX, at the Palmer Events Center. And I met Wild Foods, which is a health and wellness brand.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, they sell coffee, tea, collagen, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, whatever. And long story short, I got in with the company, and I worked a deal for my buddy Marcel and I, which he was my roommate at the time, best friend. Yeah, really good friend of mine, best friend. And I worked out a deal for us over some time where they were going to pay us $3,000 a month to like just be bros of Wild Foods, basically. Nice. So we were making $1,500 each, $3,000 together.
Sure.
And I was paying all of our bills, man. We didn't have to do anything. We were running around having fun. Yeah. So that gave us like a whole year just like, dude, I know everyone in Austin now because I just had the time and the ability to drive around, hand out product to people for free, and just like everyone was like, dude, that's awesome. You're giving them cool stuff. Yeah, I'm giving people stuff. I'm working out with people. We're making events. We're just like doing it, which I feel like really grew the following in Austin, in the city. Not saying like I'm super, super known, but I do have a big presence in the fitness industry here. At least I want to think that. We're linking up with CJ, the whole sprint squad thing with Shay, like all these things started happening, which sucks that COVID went down, but can't wait for events to come back. So that's just a little bit of like why or how I got into Austin and how I started getting into like getting my bills paid and like figuring out things left and right because, a lot of people are in corporate and they just don't know what to do. Austin has a lot of entrepreneurs. So I was in this energy field that was invigorating, and plus I was meeting all the right people because I had the time to go meet the right people.
So you just had a conversation with Wild Foods. You're like you're there and you're like, let me talk. Were you trying to pitch yourself?
Well, I could really get into this if you want me to, but basically I totally candid. I was at Auditorium Shores with my camera doing some handstands. Nice. And I saw this girl, and we were like looking at each other, Right. It was my first week in Austin, or like the second week in Austin, something like that. And her name was Jamie, and we didn't talk to each other. We just like saw each other, whatever. And then, because I was doing my thing, she was like running sprints with a friend, whatever. Yeah. And then like 2 weeks later, I was hanging out with my friend Logan Sneed, Logan Fusion Lean. I know Logan, yeah. Yep, I was hanging out with him.
I know of him, I haven't met him yet.
Super cool guy. Yeah, you'll definitely talk to him as I'm speaking about this. Logan, what's up, dude? Love you, man.
I think I met him once. He came, I think, to my friend Raj.
Raj. I know Raj.
Raj, cool.
Yeah, actually, I was in a group text with him with Logan. So
that's cool. I think Raj invited me to fucking Perry's Steakhouse.
Oh yeah.
He always does that. He's like, hey, let's
Fridays, dude, the pork chop.
Yeah, let's get the pork chop. So I was like, let's go get pork chop. I think Logan was at one of them. That's actually where I met Stefan too.
Oh wow.
Stefan or Stefan? I really should.
I like call him Stefan. I say Stefan, yeah. But Logan, basically, I met Logan at Lifetime. I think Logan was there, yeah. I could talk about Logan for forever. He's a super great guy. Raj super genuine guy. Super amazing guy. Love him. But I was hanging out with Logan, and he was like, yo, let me go like bring you to this studio in the Domain. I lived in the Domain, which is like a little town, or a little, place up north.
Yeah, I fucking love
in Austin. It's super cool. And So he brought me into the Wild Foods CEO, Colin. He owned a studio in the domain, and Logan was friends with Colin. So he brought me to the studio. I walked in, and that girl from the field was sitting there. And
Nice.
she like looked at me, and she was like, did I like see you doing handstands? And I was like, yeah, that was me. Anyway, long story short, that is the CEO's sister. And then we started, you know, having a thing for like 6 months. Yeah. So she like super validated me just for my work ethic, what I do, what I was doing every day. Plus he was around me a lot, and it was just the conversations we had, how I carried myself, the things that I was doing. What really caught his eye, this is the one thing that I did. I was sending random video DMs to everyone. Like I would just like meet you in Austin, and I would just video DM you right after. Or I didn't know you, and I was just video DMing random fitness people. I would go to fitness accounts. I would see people that were selling transformations, and I would just go to the comments, and I would just video message the people in the comments. Not even selling, just trying to be like, yo, what's up? Like, I'm a new fitness coach. I'm trying to be up and coming. Like, I have a ton of content that I'm putting out. You should just check it out. And if you think it's cool, maybe you can follow me. And I was building relationships.
Nice.
I'm still working with a guy from a random cold video message from 2 years ago.
Nice.
He's still a client of mine.
So you just blasted it out there.
It was just selling myself in the Wild Foods, Colin. He noticed what I was doing, and he wanted to hire me to basically do that for Wild Foods and then run their ambassador program. So that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
So that's how I negotiated a deal after some time.
That's awesome. That reminds me of this concept. It's the concept of, do you ask for value first, or you give value first? And you just gave without expecting anything.
Nothing.
And in the process, and that's another thing I really like, is the idea that you get the success you deserve. And so if you are already that person and somebody wants you to be that person for them, then they'll give you that opportunity. Yeah. It's not like, hey, I want to be this person if you pay me, and then I'll become that person. Well, they don't know you well.
Right.
It's a risk.
Yeah, so we even took it a step further. Like, we did the Wild Foods thing. We were working for them. We would help them with, like, coffee tastings, whatever. Then he was like, you know what? I love what you and Marcel are doing so much. Like, let's make a mentorship program. Like, let's teach people how to do the basics of like building their own brand, you know, because Colin has been doing it for 15 years. He started so many businesses. He's a multi-millionaire. He was just a great person to be around. He was in his late, early 30s. He's 35 now, maybe 35 now. Now he has 2 kids, and now he's really a dad and been moving on. But when I met him, he didn't have kids yet, and he was still like, just a great mentor because he was doing it, and he had been doing it. So it was just somebody to like ask questions to all the time. Plus he was paying me. So anyway, we started making this thing called the Tribe 10K, which was a mentorship program. And then again, we were just DMing people. I remember I was sitting getting an oil change, and there were 2 benches. Marcel went and sat at a bench. I went and sat at the bench on the other side, and we were both just videoing, messaging people. And I sold a dude for $1,600 on the spot on a bench. On a bench, dude. Got the Venmo literally instantly. Yeah. I mean, it took me like 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And Colin was just like, holy crap, boys, like this is gonna work. So he made this whole equity thing to like, we're gonna be selling millions of dollars, we're gonna do all this thing. I was like, holy shit, I've made it. Like, I've got equity in a business now. Like, this is gonna be a huge thing. Obviously that ended up crumbling because he just didn't want to give it the time. He had too much time with Wild Foods. Sure. Kind of going off tangent, but it was just a great learning lesson in my entrepreneurial journey of like start to finish, crash and burn. Learned a lot of things really quickly, and then was able to apply those learning lessons to like the next creation that I was doing, which was like online course content and like fitness stuff. And Logan tried to hire me for, again, video outreach and like the online things that he's doing. So I was getting very involved in like the digital marketing, sales, like internet space, which was like totally new to me. You know what I'm saying? And like people just saw like a personality like sending it. So they were like, yeah, we want him to do this for us, So everybody started hitting me up trying to get me to like do work for them. And I started getting overwhelmed. Started making a bunch of YouTube videos, which is where I was getting like a lot of resource or information from, or people from. And yeah, it came to a time where like everything ended up falling apart, and then Marcel and I had no money, and we were like, damn, we're back at square one. What do we do? You know.
And that's when you went into
That's kind of when COVID started happening, and like, you know, around that time, maybe like October, November, December, before COVID in January, February. That's when we started training, and actually I was thinking, okay, cool. I've been training people for a few months now. I'm making money. This is good. I'm making an impact in somebody's life. But how do I make like a larger scale impact? Like, how do I make a difference? I thought about corporate wellness, like residential wellness. Like I could affect more people. I actually even had a meeting at Facebook with doing a thing. Then I was just like, man, this is too much. Like this is going to be hard to get in front of the right person and like convince them. It's just like a lot. You know, I don't know.
As a system, it would be a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe one time, once off.
Yeah.
But
I was like,
how do I do it consistently is a bigger question.
Yeah, it was just for me, it was too much. So Marcel had the idea when he was a senior in college. He was working.
I just want to check that.
The battery
cuts off every 30 minutes.
Yeah. I know I'm just talking random shit, but this is a good story.
I like the candid nature of. Is there still a red light on the thing? On this guy. Yeah, still. All right, we're all good.
Hold on, wait 1 second.
And then I'm going to check this. I just like to check it because there's one interview I did that thankfully I saved, but a lot of the tech just cut out in the middle, and I had to like cut it together to make it look like it wasn't happening, and it worked out really well, thankfully.
Yeah. Somebody's at my house.
Oh no. Got a Ring doorbell?
No, he's trying to. Okay.
I got 23andMe. I don't know if you want 30% off or not, but if you do,
sure,
take it. Genotyping.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they have we'll get back into that.
Yeah.
They have a regular ancestry thing, and then they also have a
That's cool.
Ancestry Plus Health. And Ancestry Plus Health, I actually got the regular ancestry thing, by the way. 23andMe, hit me up if you want to sponsor this.
That's cool.
Because that's just from mine. And I don't know if you know Dr. Rhonda Patrick. She's been on The Rogan Experience a few times. She's a genetic researcher, health researcher, and she has her own service that takes your DNA data from 23andMe, because they give you a file with like your nucleotides and shit, and you put the file into her system, and for $25 she'll give you like a lot more health data.
Damn.
So you can just get the ancestry one from 23andMe, and then plug the ancestry one into Found My Fitness, which is like $25 extra instead of $100 extra bucks. Plus you get a lot more data.
Damn. Yeah. I would love to get like my blood work done and stuff like that. I need data. That's what
it's nice, man.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting an MRI for my injury, which kind of sucks.
All right.
But
where's your injury?
Man, if I could tell you that, that'd be great. I don't know. Like this whole like right lat is just anytime I do like any slight
you were telling me
twisting,
about that.
it's just brutal.
Because you were doing like that thing.
Muscle ups for a long time. Yeah, I think that's what kind of got me. And then now it's just been lots of personal training. You know, in the mornings, 5 a.m. to 11, whatever. Just that many hours every day. It's not like it's terrible.
Because you're usually telling them what to do.
Yeah,
You're demonstrating it to them, so it's some work, but you're not. You're
it's still emotionally and mentally exhausting, because you're still communicating with each person through certain problems, certain things, and they'll be venting to you about things.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining at all. It's just it's hard to have your central nervous system be like chilled out and I'm healing, I'm recovering, when I'm waking up out of my REM sleep to go like pick up hundreds of pounds, like 135 pounds off the ground to like show them like a thing.
And
or,
be
like,
present with
and
them.
just be there and not be slow and fatigued.
Or be up in your head or
right,
foggy.
Yeah, so just the healing process is taking even longer because of my lifestyle.
What do you eat?
You know, I eat well, man. I've been tracking my food recently.
Okay.
Just because my babe, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Just because my girlfriend is so obsessed with tracking her food, so it just kind of like pours into.
I use an app for that as well.
Yeah, I've been tracking. let's see, like today, I've had, right before I came here, I had some pineapple and like 5-6 ounces of chicken.
That's intense. Nobody
cares, work harder.
Don't mind. Nobody cares, work harder. I've heard CJ say that.
Yeah, that's he put that on his phone, and it's
on
my phone.
On my phone, I have something that I created a background that says "produce is greater than consume."
Consume. I put that on my story the other day.
Nice.
I said create greater than consume.
Yeah, that's my background.
Picture of my camera.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know CJ Finley, Thrive on Life. He has a YouTube channel. I'll link to it or whatever.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. And he has this really easy tip to start becoming a producer of content rather than a consumer of content, which is and this is something I love because it fits into the way I do things, is start slow and be consistent. The tortoise is always better than the hare.
Yeah.
When it comes to making a change in your life. Because so his idea is go on Instagram and instead of like all of a sudden switching from scrolling to like producing content, that's a bit of a jump to consistently take. But whenever you find yourself scrolling on Instagram or Facebook, comment and say, hey, I like this because X.
Engage.
And that's you. Yeah, engage. And that's you. Like, I'm creating content now. It's not my own post right now, but it gets you into that mode. Like, okay, I'm creating a little bit more than I was before because this comment is a piece of content. And I could create there and not change my habits. So not like jostle me up and like get me out of my pattern, which is good sometimes, but not good if you want to create a consistent change.
Yeah. Somebody said to me the other day, the strategy comes through repetition. Like if you're scared to start or you don't know where to start, you'll find the strategy of where you need to go with it just from doing reps. Okay. Just from consistently doing reps, consistently recording one video on your story a day, and then you'll figure out what to say. Like you just start with, hey guys, hope you're having a good day. I just finished my workout and I'm about to eat some food. See you later. Like, okay, cool. You know, like if you don't ever talk, first off, you're working on public speaking. Second off, you're just putting it out there, you know? People that are just, I'm not hating on anyone, but people that are just posting like photos or like a caption with you know, it's like, I mean, come on, let's see like a video, let's see your personality, like let's get to know you. I've got a client of mine, he's an interior designer, love him, great guy. He just has photos like on his interior design page. It's like, dude, you're awesome. Post a photo, swipe, and then be like, so have a video of yourself. So I just did this design at this place, and just explain it a little bit.
Oh, I like that idea.
Boom, easy.
I'll put that down.
Yeah.
Because I just did the barista Genie, right?
Yeah.
I call her barista girl. And hold on a second.
Love that.
Video,
yeah, put that down.
Swipe, Insta. And we did a photo shoot yesterday, and I had so much fun. I had so much fucking fun. And at the end, I took the last photo, and she was so happy. She like jumped into my arms. We did this thing where I was like twirling around. I twirled her around, and thankfully I brought my tripod and had my phone filming the whole thing.
Nice.
So I'm gonna put that all together, and
so
I'll have
cool.
a montage with like a happy music in the background, and I'll have like I'm gonna like put the photos on my computer, pick a couple, have like photo, or maybe I'll have the video in front.
Yeah.
Probably have the video in front because it's a good video. And I'll have the video in front, like showing me taking photos, like moving around, and her moving around and posing. And then the last few moments will be like, I'm twirling it around. It's going to be fucking awesome.
So cool, dude.
And then swipe and you'll see some of the photos.
That's why video, like just videos, it's so cool to look back. I've actually made, you'll have to go check it out for your own self, but I've made a ton of YouTube videos in my time. Probably about 2 years ago is when I put in a lot of time and attention to it. But I've gone back and watched them so many times. Yeah, and it's just cool to see like how far you've come. Yeah. And then like how you carried yourself and the things that you did. It's so cool to see. That's why I love doing videos. Really, I'm doing it for myself. And then people gain value from, I start like putting good perspective out there or trying to teach something or be funny as fuck and just be weird, you know, like people smile and they're like, okay, cool. Like I'm going to.
So what kind of content do you create on YouTube?
I was just like really vlogging and it was all centered around like, you know, a fun day in Austin and we'd go to like, you know, what's it called? Barton. We'd go to Barton, the pool. That's what I was trying to say. I was like, what word?
Barton Springs.
Barton Springs pool. There we go. I was going to say creek. We'd go to Barton Springs
There's
pool.
a Barton Creek, though. That's
You know,
nice.
we'd do sprint squad. We would do like food together. I would just show community stuff, and then I would have just like, you know, how to get healthy food at HEB for less than $30. Have a video like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Stuff
idea.
like that. You know,
so it's like stuff that you would do, and then you turn it into like
to value.
Value, yes.
Yes.
It's like, are you doing sprint squad? Oh, here's a cool group that you can go to.
Yes.
It's not just like, oh, look at me, I'm having a cool life.
Right.
Yeah. Like I think that's something that like you could build a cult of personality. Like for instance, like here's a good example. Like what's his name? Fucking Nistat. Right.
Say that again.
Casey Nistat.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So like he doesn't necessarily like say here's how you do X, here's value, but like people like the cinematography of it. So it's kind of entertaining because he knows how to cut it together.
He's good with that. He's good.
Well, he fucking worked on movies before he did vlogs, like
Dude,
feature films.
Yeah.
So like he knows what he's doing. Well, like he's working.
Actually, I did not know that he did that before he started vlogging. That's really cool.
Yeah. So before he started vlogging, he worked on feature films, and that's how he knew how to do the cinematography super well. So like for him, it's entertaining in itself. And that's one thing that I've started to do is like, what value am I bringing? Am I like helping guide somebody? Am I giving somebody a good perspective? Am I giving somebody like a how-to? And it's cool that you were thinking of how do I give value? And that, I think you do that, honestly, you do that a lot better than I do. Like I think I can learn from you in that respect.
I don't know, man. I think that like just from doing, you cultivate an audience who just appreciates what you put out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it might be different from what you had in mind, but someone is receiving value just from you, even if it's just a laugh, or even if it's just occupying their time.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you're still putting it out there, and it's good for that person. I've received so many messages, you know, since I started making videos that are just so positive. I mean, I always try to be positive with my content. Definitely have gotten negative before, but yeah, man, I love the day and age that we live in. It's so special with just being able to, like, for example, whenever the snowpocalypse happened, snowpocalypse happened in Austin.
I like that. I like that word.
Yeah, I love it. It was just the amount of information and help from friends around in the city was so attainable from Instagram.
I posted a few things on the
Dude, I found everything from the internet. Yeah. And just like having a little bit of a presence on there, people are checking in on you and asking questions. It's cool. It's super cool. So just encouragement to anyone out there not doing it yet. Just go and try. Just go and try. You might find like you can create a whole lifestyle or a business out of it. You know, that's what I've done.
And it's fun too, because then you can do what you want to do anyway. Like it's really cool idea to be paid for what you do, and I really like that the thing you said where you'll attract people who find value in what you do, and it won't necessarily be the value that you expected to be giving. I was on a phone call with my my mentor. He runs a YouTube channel called Kill Your Inner Loser. A shout out to Andy.
Kill Your Inner Loser.
I'll check that out.
That's super cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He talks about sex a lot and how to improve your sex life. He has a girlfriend. He's
sweet.
Been with her for like 3 years, and they have threesomes together.
Wow.
And so he talks a lot about like normal monogamous relationships, but he talks a lot about open relationships and how to communicate and how to have threesomes and have threesomes in a way which is like a win for both of you. He's like a really cool guy because he goes on this like different tangent of like, let's build your own relationship, and it could be a monogamous relationship, but like, how do you do this where you're both on the same team? Yeah. And you both get what you want. He's cool, and he also talks about productivity and shit too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well-rounded.
So he's a cool guy.
Super cool.
And he was talking to me on the live call yesterday because like he has a group, like a mentorship group, and he was saying that because my question for the group was, how do I be of value to people? Yeah. And I'm like, well, these are the things I can offer. And he's like, well, how do you know that that's what they're looking for? Like, maybe all they're looking for is a friend. Yeah. Dude. Maybe not. Like, put yourself in their shoes. Like, what would you be looking for if you were them? It might not be like, oh, I can offer like graphic design or like video editing. Like, they might not want that. But maybe there's something that's even easier for you that you can be of value to them for, maybe just some feedback. You know?
The biggest thing that I'm taking away from that is ask questions. You know, if you're asking questions, you can usually find where you could be of value to somebody, but also try to know your value proposition. You know, but like for example, Marcel, there's a guy that just wanted to train with him, like online,
Sure.
but couldn't necessarily afford the price that, you know, we were both trying to charge. And it really came down to like, dude, that guy didn't even care about the workouts. He just wanted to talk to Marcel. He didn't care about anything else from that. So they ended up being able to form this relationship where they were just talk as friends. And Marcel ended up really helping this guy in a lot of different ways. And that's just one example of like, he didn't need what we thought, the value that we thought we needed to provide to him. He didn't even care about that. He just wanted to talk and have a friend because, like, he was just an awkward dude who didn't have friends, you know? And sometimes that's the reality of it. And if you can be 100%. A cool guy that can provide that, then, you know what I'm saying? But it came down to, like, Marcel had to just ask questions, like, as a good coach, as a good trainer.
Yeah.
And then it came down to, like, just want to be a friend, man. You know?
It's funny you say that. I coached a guy once. I had a long string of like Facebook / YouTube and like blog stuff, and I was putting out, and a guy reached out and he paid for a coaching call with me because I do lifestyle building stuff, like build your own life from the ground up that fits you like a glove. That's what Passion Unchained is about. And it turned out that he just wanted to. Like he wasn't applying any of the stuff. I would check in with him after the call. I'm like, hey, like how's it going? He's like, yeah, I haven't done anything yet. I'm like, okay, well, you know, these are the things that would help you build things. And it just turned out he really just wanted somebody to talk to.
Yeah, it's hard to like when you're passionate about something and you know that this can help the person. Yeah, you want it for them, but sometimes they have to want it. Yes, they have to want it. If the motivation does not come from within, then it's not going to last. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can pay me all the money in the world, but if you're not going to, like, want to do this, then we just need to have a conversation and then figure out what can we do together. You know, like, how can we make this a positive thing and not just, like, waste my effort and then your time.
Yeah, and money.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
Yeah,
which is just being a good person and a good coach, but instead of stringing somebody along and just taking their money, you know? See that a lot too.
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot. And not only that, like some coaches go even further and they try to instill pain in somebody.
Pain points.
Yeah. So there is a good point in that some people want something, but they don't have enough pain to get off their ass. And so like instilling pain can be ethical. Like if you really want to get fit, but you're just not motivated, then you could remind that person of how bad it feels to like be tired from running or something.
That's what I try to do to this. Well, I just trained with him, man. Yeah. I'm not going to say names. I just trained with him, and he just keeps, every time he comes, I tell him what to do. I tell him what to eat. I tell him where to order meals. He has money, so it doesn't even matter about like the money. And he's just not motivated, man. And the other day he's like, yeah, my friend, I haven't seen him in a while. And they came over and they were like, man, you'd be like, have you been working out? He's like, yeah, I've been working out. He's like, well, you look fat. Like, you look fatter. Like, what's been going on? Yeah. You know? And he's like, yeah, well, I guess I just haven't been eating right. Yeah. And I've been telling him time and time again what he has to do. Yeah. And it just comes down to like, dude, that's just not what
you want it.
That's not in his cards, in his mind right now. It's hard to want to convince someone to do what they need to do because you know it will make them feel better, but it just all comes from within, man.
Yeah, but there's also the difference between like what do you want and what do you want to want. Like I think, for instance, for a lot of people, a monogamous relationship is like 100% more than enough. They'd be happy, they'd be fulfilled, and that's great. But I think a lot of people, especially when it comes to Andy, because a lot of people are attracted to him because of this lifestyle. They're like, and he's like, he'll teach people how to get like what they want, not what he wants.
Yeah.
Like, he's good at that. He's good at like tailoring his advice to them and their goals. But a lot of people, I think, are attracted to him and like they think they want to have threesomes with their girlfriend, but they want that because it sounds cool. But what they really want is just to have like a girl who loves them and they love her back and like it's balanced and the dynamic's good. There's no like weird power dynamic or whatever. And so like. And he's really good at teaching that. So I think like there's a lot of truth to like, do you want it or do you want to want it?
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. Like for instance, for a while, and it's funny because the moment that I stopped fucking with myself, I actually got it anyway. But I'm like, I want to have an interesting life. I want to be an interesting guy, and I want to travel all the time. And then I'm like, well, do I want it or do I want to want it? And I realized it was kind of both. I wanted it for myself, but I also wanted to look like a person who had all that.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, I can want it for myself, but I don't want to like want it for others, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you have to like you have to tear that part out of you, and that way you can your energy is focused and honed in and aligned with this goal rather than aligned with like looking like you want it.
Yeah, for the longest time, the biggest thing that held me back was letting the opinions of others control my actions. Like, oh, these people are going to think that Ross is now becoming a personal trainer. Like, let's be real.
What does that mean about...
Like, like, there's a better trainer out there. Or, you know, I thought that he, like, went to college. Like, is he dumb? You know, just things like that would go in my mind. And then I would not act. And that's actually causing more pain, is from not acting. Once I finally grew balls and was like, fuck this corporate job, fuck this entire everything in my life, I'm just uprooting everything. It doesn't matter. I have no money. I don't even, like, dude, I'm gonna make this happen. And I did, and I'm so much happier.
Nice, man.
So much more fulfilled in my day to day. And the people that I interact with, I don't have to wake up at 8 a.m. and put on a suit and tie. And I'm making way more money than I was, you know? So it's just like, it's funny because people, they get caught in these situations of comfort and they have these thoughts of like wanting to want these things, as you said, but then they don't act. So anyway, I think that the biggest,
100%.
Biggest thing to do is almost goes back to the very beginning of what we said, like consistency in action, discipline and consistency will lead to executing and results.
Yeah, you'll learn. You'll
it's all full circle here, guys.
Yeah. So then I guess, do you have anything you want to, it's perfect like closing point.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to share, first of all, and then I have another question or two for you?
No, I mean, I'll just kind of give you guys some thoughts from my mind that I always say to myself all the time is commit to yourself. Like, nobody's going to do it for you. I've seen in college, I saw so many of my friends fail out because they weren't going to the library to study. They weren't doing it themselves. They weren't committing to their life. They just were letting time go by. So 1, commit to yourself. And then 2, do the things that you know you need to do that are going to make you better and set you up for where you want to go. Like working out, eating food, going to bed at 8 p.m. like I said, so I can wake up at 5 knowing that I have clients. I'm just doing what I need to do so I can be where I want to be. And that goes for the short term and the long term. If you want to be on beaches and traveling and doing things in 10 years, then you got to fucking work hard now. So those 2 pieces right there.
Fucking inspiring. That's the list I'm gonna drop. So where can people find you on Instagram?
At Rossman. At Rossman on Instagram.
I'm gonna put that in the description too.
Yes, sir.
Gonna write
Positive Minded Ross on YouTube. And then, I mean, if you Google Rossman or Positive Minded Ross, I'll come up. So I've got lots of content in lots of places, more than just Instagram and YouTube, but those are 2 good places to start.
I'm just writing this down. Thank you so much for hopping on, Ross, man. It's been awesome.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun.
100%. I fucking love all the shit that you've been saying. So.
Yeah, dude. I know. I riffed, bro.
I want that.
On random ass things. Yo, dude. He wants to run. He wants to run. He's been waiting so good.
I like that.